this is just a silly little situation. And it perfectly shows how soft our society has gone. It is genuinely pathetic what you're about to witness. What you're about to witness is, nah. VTubers is saying Crash Out instantly ruined her life, and it in fact did. Like, it's no joke. She just, every post just made it worse. It is, also, did you know that, Glasses Gate is happening? So basically, if you go through Ref's videos, sometimes his glasses are larger. Sometimes his glasses are smaller. There is Glasses Gate happening currently. Because for some odd reason, I don't know. He just does it for shits and giggles. I think I've seen one where his glasses are like really, really small, like they're barely here. Things is going crazy.
Hey, what's up, guys? Surf here. So normally I use this meme format as a joke about the person I'm talking about, like, oh, things are so bad for them. Well, guess what? I'm
gonna say this, these situations didn't happen in 2018. They didn't. Like, this behavior from VTubers didn't happen. It's just a bunch of tourists coming in here. It's horrible.
Joke today. That's right. Things are really bad for me because I have to look at the absurdity of the VTubing scene and the absolutely diabolical stuff we're going to cover today. Now, there's
yeah, it's so bad. You have no idea how bad it truly is. It is so bad.
Many things I've seen today that are not the main focus of this channel, but I'm just giving you a heat check on how the VTubing scene is doing today. So, Chibi said, Happy Men.
We covered this today. I don't know, people are mad about a woman just like Happy Men's Day and buying her that flowers. Don't buy your dat flowers. It is dangerous to the feminists.
Men's Day, because apparently this is International Men's Day, to celebrate men and to be kind towards them. And she said, I'm buying my dad flowers today. This series of tweets would get her backlash. Yes, she got backlash for saying Happy Men's Day and that she's going to buy her dad some flowers. Now, this is a bit of a morbid thing, but go buy your father, your friend, whoever, some flowers. Because often with men, the only time they get flowers is...
Now, if you are a dude buying another dude flowers, you might get some allegations. Anyways.
Is at their funeral. I know, morbid, sad, but just keep that in mind. And then I saw this with Twitch.
Is this mic a bit off? Am I stupid? Am I hearing things? Just one tip, if you buy your father flowers at Men's Day, buy flowers to mom at the Women's Day, or get effed. Well, you kind of have to at that point then. If you're doing something for dad and not for mom, or for mom and not for dad, you're gonna have a problem. Most of if you don't do anything for your mom, then you probably cooked.
It's VTuber week. Did you know? It's VTuber week, guys. Gear up. It's very ironic.
It was 2 days. It wasn't a week. It was 2 days. It was 2 whole days, or 3. It was not a week.
That Twitch is trying to pretend like they actually care about VTubers, and they got noted. Oh, what a beautiful note we saw right here. Twitch has sustained a culture of discrimination against VTubers, which disproportionately strict rules on attire, arbitrary bans without explanation, and recently throwing away gifts left for VTubers by fans at TwitchCon 2025. And just when you thought things couldn't get worse, we got the main story for today.
Female VTuber was caught doing a bad thing for clout. Doubles down after being called out using mom mental illness as a shield. Criticized for it. Hospital, no phone. A classic. 2 days is close enough to a week, probably. It's just like, you cannot celebrate a VTuber day, right? You cannot celebrate, like, do a VTuber week. And then you punish VTubers constantly. Deja vu, diabolical. The feeling that you've heard this crap before. That's why it's called deja vu. I've heard this shit before. Interesting. So they love like banning VTubers even before they debut. What are you gonna do at this point? Like, they even go off the Russian VTubers. At this point, you're like cooked.
Here is a too long didn't read version of events. Female VTubers caught doing bad things for clout. They double down and they use their mental illness as a shield. They get criticized for that. And then they say, uh-oh,
Wait, isn't that just Shondo's situation? Am I stupid? This sounds familiar. It does, kind of. But Shondo did own up to it. This one hasn't.
in the hospital, and then post a picture of themselves, even though they say they have no phone access. Yup, that's the real story today, involving this VTuber named ChaChaChilla, who posted this now infamous image right here, where they're...
It has become a meme, boys. It has become a meme. I need to quote that, include the lines under, true and real. Yeah. This is not hers, by the way.
Quote unquote, in the hospital with no phone access. And as we'll see, this...
That's like Diabolical, right? That's just Diabolical. You say you're in the hospital, you have no... First of all, you're in the hospital, you have no phone access, right? First of all, you make the tweet. So you do have a phone, because how would you tweet? And then you make a picture. So you definitely have the phone. This never makes sense. This doesn't... Mamma de mia.
This is a fake photo. This is not them in the hospital. I can say that with 99%.
You can say that also because they pulled out previous pictures not that long ago where this lady didn't have pink hair. Yes, you can dye your hair. That's a weak point, but how often do you dye your hair pink?
Certainty, this is not them. And they're literally posting fake photos of themselves, supposedly in the hospital, to garner sympathy and clout on the internet. So, how did this all start? Well, it starts with this now deleted post. Now, it's not a full post here. Luckily, on the mobile version of Twitter, you can actually, like, very quickly take a screenshot of a deleted post. Like, you have, like, a half-second window to take it. So, this is what I got, and this is what started everything. So, she says this. I tried to talk to Flork, and we'll talk about him in just a second, about one of his talents having a habit of calling people inferior, and how that can seem to disabled people. However,
I find this incredibly funny. You know why? First of all, as far as I know, this is a role-playing server. He was role-playing. Second of all, there is plenty of modern media using the word inferior. Suddenly, here it's a problem. But when it's a movie or TV show or anime, then it is not. I find that weird. I find that weird. Sounds like virtue signaling to me. Get fucked.
However, he blocked me and said not to bring up my personal issues with his talents. I believe calling someone inferior is demeaning, as it's historically used context. And
I find that very funny, because consider this. Lame, an idiot, and dumb were used once to describe people with disabilities. I find that it funny, especially since nobody really uses inferior. It has completely been removed from the context. Weird. Those are not a problem, but inferior is. Maybe the problem is that you think of disabled people when somebody says inferior. That says more about you than anybody else, in fact.
you can see they got noted, right? This was in Minecraft. Like, I know there's that joke like, oh, in Minecraft. Like, oh, I want to do X, Y, and Z in Minecraft for legal reasons, right? No, this literally happened in Minecraft. So people are being called inferior in Minecraft. Okay, understand this. So who's Flork? Well, Flork is someone who's very respected in the VTubing scene.
Damn! I don't know this guy. Actually. Interesting. Okay, well, yeah, that is Flork. Yeah, he has 260k followers. You're cooked.
He's also the creator of the agency Socks, okay? It's a VTuber agency, and he would respond to what was just stated, saying this. Yes, I did snap at you in DMs because you were told not to contact me anymore prior to this. Lucia's team investigated the first piece of evidence you showed them regarding ad-free, and it was not even them speaking, video included. Their team there gave you the statement on what was happening. It was a roleplay in a Minecraft faction roleplay. And I will wholeheartedly back my talent that they did nothing wrong, especially in a 4-second out of context clip you originally showed, because that was the original post. When you go back to this right here, it was a 4-second clip of one of the talents from this agency.
Yes, it was role-playing. The person calling her inferior was role-playing. It's a role-playing server. Like, no shit, Sherlock.
Calling someone inferior. In fact, the VTuber they're calling out wasn't even the one who said it. Okay, so this is happening in a Minecraft role-playing scenario. And this person is trying to cancel.
Ironically enough, here, fun fact, in Germany, we have currently a big Minecraft streamer project running. And you know what one fucker turned it into? A political discussion, because the guy, the Austrian dude, has a complete utter meltdown because other people's humor isn't progressive enough.
A random VTuber, actually, and their entire agency over someone being called inferior in Minecraft.
Treating guys.
They're wild.
Guys, they're
You
like,
gotta give them a
yeah,
pass.
what's
Their
happening with that?
brains are a little smaller.
Dude, that's gonna oh my god,
I
hard.
was never a wilder. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's true. I never.
So ChaCha comes back with the big receipts that prove literally nothing they're trying to say here, but ChaCha says, actually, that's not what you said. So Flork says, hi ChaCha, I will admit I'm a little uncomfortable with your messages right now. I've been extremely busy because of corpo work and my other work, though earlier in the year I had more time, so I was able to message a bit more freely. I have not had that free time lately. Me not constantly DMing you is not a personal thing. However, because of this, I'm not sure if I'm comfortable to keep up communication.
That is very clearly, do not DM me. Very clearly. That's the simple answer. That is clearly, do not talk to me. Anyways.
What's the message here, guys? He's saying, I don't want to talk to you anymore. In a very polite way. And as Flork would point out, that's pretty clearly, don't message me anymore. And ChaCha says, that's not what you said. You said you're not sure. Be clear, communicate like an adult. Oh my gosh. This person's giving lessons about what is mature, by the way. Especially when you're communicating with someone who's told you they're autistic in the past. They are weaponizing. They're using their...
Oh no, I'm autistic. I can't be wrong. You know, I'm disabled. Stop using disabilities as a shield for you being retarded. No, I don't use that word because you're disabled. I use that word because you're stupid.
Disabilities as a shield for any feedback they're getting. But, of course, a lot of people weighed in, okay? Alien Mixture said to the now deleted post, honestly, if stuff like this bothers you, then maybe you shouldn't join a RP team versus team server. This was all in good fun and clearly elementary playground school banter. You in this scenario...
Like, oh, Alien Mixture, that's cool. See. Okay, see. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you cannot differentiate between a roleplay because of your autism, right? Since we're talking about your autism. Because of your autism, you cannot differentiate between a roleplay and a real situation. Then why are you being this retarded? And instead of not joining a roleplay because you know that you struggle to differentiate this, why are you joining a roleplay in general if you struggle with social situations? If we're talking about being an adult here, why are you doing that? It's like joining joining a community and then taking part in the community you do not like, because that has been recently the case as well in VTubing. It is astounding how many people do that. It's astounding how many people join the VTubing space and then being like, hey, I don't like this. Anyways, I'm gonna stay here and be miserable. Oh no, the tism, it means I'm allowed to do whatever I want. No. Yeah, no. Another guy did this quite some time back when he tried to also like, he has another VTuber, he has an autism fetish where he calls an autism test the hot people test, and like he just like wants to find out if people have autism desperately. That guy's still around, by the way. That also taught me to never trust a Twitch ambassador.
Were very immature. You called ad-free out in public, you messaged Flork when you clearly were told to stop, and you were making a big deal out of what was supposed to be a fun and wonderful experience. Step back and really ask yourself if this is worth it. Here's another post saying, if you can't handle being called...
Look at Nani again, let's go! Peak, she's peak. She's peak.
Anything worse than...
How long is this video? 12 minutes still. Plus minus me yapping.
Stinky, I fear the internet may not be for you. It was playful banter. They were treating you like they treat others. Normal and like everyone else. Is that not what you want?
No, because the people that cry about this want special treatment. They desire special treatment based on their disability. Yet I thought we were trying to integrate people and act like they're normal. Or we want to treat them normal. We don't want to treat them differently than anybody else. But suddenly that becomes a problem. The what? Hell no. It is, yeah, the hot people test.
And here's a post of them saying, when the other teams called us stinky, that was fine. When they called us stupid, I didn't really like it. But I didn't say acting. It was being called inferior. That's wrong. Now, ChaCha would start running out some defense for themselves, saying, I think it's weird that people act like they're better than you, and
you are inferior to almost any VTuber after the stunt you pulled. Sorry. Almost. You're not as bad as the worst, but you're not good either. And this comment is perfectly fine here. You are inferior to them in skill, which is true. In this case.
Literally call you inferior to your face and then act like you're the problem. Inferior. In Minecraft. Literally. We're talking about skills in Minecraft. In a role-playing event. Unbelievable. And then this. Basically saying like, you know, maybe take a step back and they say, ChaCha says, calling people inferior has such a negative historical context with Nazis.
Hitler the dog. We should put down all dogs. Okay? Nazis had cars! If you're driving car, you're supporting Nazis! What is this argument? Yes, okay. Nazis have used all kind of words. I can guarantee you Nazis used the word stupid. Are we now saying, in the historical context that's bad? Also, inferior is a word used by many cultures. It is used in many fictional settings. So basically, take Minecraft that seriously. Yes, because they cannot differentiate between essentially fiction and reality.
Disable people and such that personally, I'd never use it. But if you want to and think that's okay, that's on you. They are comparing themselves. I can't even... There's so many words I want to say right now.
She's essentially comparing yourself to the people that were put into camps. That is crazy work over Minecraft, by the way. Over Minecraft.
And none... Can you believe this person? This is... Sorry, I had to cut there for a second because I didn't want to get banned on YouTube, but...
Glasses Gates! It's real! That's the first time I'm actually seeing the ginormous ones. Jesus. I could land a plane on those. I could start a living in there. Goodness. This is absolute peak. Not gonna lie. Glasses Gate is real.
ChaCha would make a response basically
Oh
saying,
my god, this looks so stupid.
I'm sorry for all of this happening in this SMP, and they're frustrated, and their frustration turned into anger, and then they say, I also want to say that someone being called inferior really hit them hard because they're disabled. Oh boy, we are starting the oppression Olympics right here, okay? And one of the people involved with this collaboration would come out and add some context where they say that ChaCha had died the night before, which meant that they were using her items since she had no need for them. And her character that she was role-playing as was a dementia-ridden old lady, so she was running around like that and had no idea what she was talking about. And then there's this clip where the person who's so upset about the use of inferior as a joke in Minecraft also called this individual a bitch in this clip right here.
It's not.
Back, please. I'm alive.
Why?
Cause I'm alive, bitch.
Whoa.
Don't
That's
talk
a...
to me
not like
I'm sorry.
that.
I was a joke. I was joking.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry. I was joking. That was supposed to be funny. That was supposed to be funny.
Oh, roleplays inferior, right? In a roleplay, they say inferior, but she thinks she can just straight up say and call somebody a bitch out of the roleplay. Weird. That's kind of odd out here.
Now you're not getting your abs back. It's mine now.
So now we get into the really spicy part. So timestamps are important here. So
I feel so empty. That head is in fact empty. There's nothing going on. You are the void.
at 12:15 p.m., they post this eulogy saying, I feel so empty. I've lost everything and I really have nobody to blame but myself. I will say I genuinely thought using inferior was bad, but when everyone disagrees with you, it's time to take a step back and reevaluate. I'm not perfect and I make mistakes. I will say I saw Apollo's post and I never doxed anyone, nor did Revenge Poontang. That's going too far. Please provide evidence. Okay, there's a lot of rumors going around about this ChaCha person in some insane...
What the fuck? That is new. Head empties your thoughts behind their eyes. Lights are on, but nobody's home. I don't know anything about that. I will not comment on that. I do not know if that's actually real, that was in fact going on. That those rumors do in fact exist. I have no idea.
behavior they're doing. We're going to see a little bit of that in just a second, but if you're facing allegations of posting revenge, why would you ask someone to post evidence?
True. Yo, I posted a revenge cord. Please show evidence. Ah. Yeah. I know what she means. I know what she means by basically saying, yeah, please provide that I actually did this, right? Because the accused has to prove. I get what she means, right? I get it. So let's not get stuck on that. I understand. Okay, I get it.
Doesn't that seem a little bit backwards? But anyways, they continue on saying, I'm taking a step back from the internet. I feel like I just need to delve deeper into therapy about my impulsiveness and my sadness that turns into anger. I made a very impulsive mistake last night, so this is the last time I'll have access to my phone for a while. I don't know when or if I'll be back. I'm sorry I caused so much drama, and sorry to those I hurt. Well, if you didn't hurt anyone, why are you apologizing for hurting people? But anyways, that was at 12:15 p.m.
And she could have had that. You could have just done this. You could have just said, posted this, not said anything, and just went into hiding for a bit. But of course, that is not what you did because you had to provide a picture.
And then at 12:36 p.m., so about 20 minutes later, they say, I'll be heading off to the hospital soon and won't have access to my phone. And they got noted. Okay, you see where this is going, right? Then at 12:50 p.m., roughly 20 minutes later.
That's a diabolical ratio. 200 responses. 200 responses. You're cooked. You're just cooked.
They say, since people don't believe me, with a picture of themselves, supposedly, in the hospital. Now, of course, this same person said 20 minutes ago they wouldn't have access to their phone, but then they posted a photo of themselves in the hospital. A very speedy set of events here. And if you notice, right here, you see this? Behind the emoji, you can see some hair. And it's pink. Very clearly pink hair. Now, looking at this person's account, here's a photo of them from...
That is not pink. That is clearly not pink. And that's not that far ago. And the hair doesn't look like the same either. Like that was on October 19th. That is not that long ago, about a month. It's unlikely.
October, so literally a month ago to the date. And they had short brown hair. So clearly these are not the same two people unless she got like, I don't know, like a wig or extensions or something, but that's highly unlikely. And someone pointed this out, basically saying the picture is not her. She doesn't have pink dyed hair. Her hair is natural brown / dark blonde mix. Seeing what she looked like in Zentreya, very popular YouTuber or VTuber, off Kai stream, where she heavily self-promoted herself to the point that both Zen and our favorite monarch got uncomfortable. This is a fake.
Yeah, I don't think you will be returning to VTubing soon. Then again, you're a woman, so it should be easy to recover. Just pipe down, make that OF.
Picture. And I do believe with very heavy certainty that this is in fact a fake photo. And someone pointed out the timeline of events. I've been trying to really press this. So originally, I'll be heading to the hospital soon. 14 minutes later, gets hooked up to a heart rate and blood pressure monitor and posts a picture that might not even be hers. 8 minutes later, I've been at the hospital. I didn't want to specify, but I'm heading to the psych ward, which is another deleted tweet in this series of events. Basically, none of this is believable. And here's another reply saying, you're an embarrassment to the disabled VTuber community. Your disability is not an excuse to lie and manipulate people on the
Shots fired!
internet. You are giving us a bad rep. Please seek some actual mental help respectfully. And here's another person, Apollo, who was involved. We saw this name mentioned.
Oh yeah, Apollo. Yeah. Makes sense. Okay. Yeah, I saw that. Her response at least.
Earlier, who would weigh in with some interesting things. Okay, so apparently this person also goes by the name, or used to go by the name of Bunny Alisu.
Interesting. Bunny Alisu. That is highly interesting, I must admit. Yeah, I've never heard of this person before, for sure. Like this. Interesting.
And Apollo says this. I was nice, respectful, and tried to be a friend. At the time, I wanted to get you help. You harassed me and my friends and so many others for years. You have doxed real-life faces and names, bullied, spread lies, and got blacklisted from Mythos, a VTuber agency, for a good reason. I gave them a 10-plus page document. When we didn't give you what you wanted, you did revenge adult content.
What the actual fuck? If that's real, that's crazy.
Every single time I had someone or something awesome happen to me, you got butthurt with my success early on. You shared it everywhere, and people saw that side of me. You took my power in just 2 days before TwitchCon, where I
To be fair, I had people unfollow me around 1K when I reached 1K, and then again another group of people after I got 2K. Straight up after I made the post. So yeah, people don't like this.
wanted to see people for the first time, my first event. I had to listen to so many people saying they were on my side and that they saw it. I didn't want to hear that. I didn't want that. But you didn't stop there. You kept harassing me for months on end because I wasn't flinching in public, and you had to make videos, accounts, and spreading it all over Mythos. I didn't feel safe anymore. I was overwhelmed. I couldn't even stream properly because of you. I lost a lot of things, and it harmed me.
So that did in fact happen. Possibly. Very likely. That's crazy though. Yeah, she's not returning. Also blacklisted from Mythos. That can literally just be straight up confirmed. So yeah, I don't think Apollo would lie about this. I don't think so. I think there is a high probability that this is very true.
So pretty serious stuff being weighed in here, but another post saying, oh, so this is where you've been hiding. This is the girl who
So this is where you've been hiding. Bro, the revenge. The revenge is peak.
crashed a dinner party a friend and I hosted back in TwitchCon Vegas. Never paid her part of the bill. Irresponsibly drank with strangers during the event, to which a good handful of the group brought her back to her hotel, only then to say, we abandoned you because one of the men felt uncomfortable spending the night with you after you mixed your meds with alcohol.
Smart man. Smart man.
Also followed my friend group for the whole day around the event out of nowhere. Got one of their real-life phone numbers somehow to harass them in sakes of clearing your name. Spread multiple rumors about the majority of my friends as well as myself. Have sent lewd photos of yourself to me.
Another confirmation that women are weird on VTuber women are weird and will send you unsolicited pics of their yiddies. I've received those too. And girl dick. I'm still not too happy about that one.
With zero consent, to which you have since deleted. Have tried self-inviting yourself to gaming lobbies I hosted with friends. Have harassed and stalked multiple people I care about. You have doxed my friends and sent me private messages from some of my friends out of the context in trying to clear your name. I've had so many bridges burned because of you. I will not tolerate you trying to blame your behavior on incredible people that have done nothing but to help you. So yeah, I'm in pain. Just reading through all this stuff. Exhausting. This person is using their disability as a shield for any sort of criticism they are receiving, and there's a lot of very disturbing things being raised by people who clearly don't want to even bring these things public. Okay? They are in a corner.
I just noticed. I didn't even pay attention. His glasses were normal the rest of the time. Oh lord, you poor man. Yo, if you once receive a dude's dick in your DMs, that's not really funny. And if you get saggy hack tits, that's also not funny. Especially if you were once a victim, then these things are not funny.
And they are now defending themselves because this person allegedly has done some crazy stuff behind the scenes. And somehow, they are the victim. Yeah.
That reminds me. Opens door. Looks inside. Man with pants down. Was ordered to leave the food at door. Records the man anyways. I'm the victim.
That's it. That's all I got for today. Exhausting. That's all I can say. Exhausting. This whole situation is exhausting. But anyways, that's going to do it for this video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below.
Shit retarded and this woman retarded. Outside of a disability. If she didn't have a disability, she'd still be retarded. That's how bad it is. That's the state of indie VTubing at almost the end of the grand 2025. That is the state. That is how we live. That is how we exist. This is the state of VTubing. Crashing out over being called inferior in a roleplay. That is what we have. And the funny part is, she essentially ruined their complete, like, VTubing career because of this, because the other stuff was spread as well. There is no return. You are not recovering. Rest in peace, bozo! Anyways, like, comment, and subscribe.